Hello everybody, welcome to our Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race here on Speed Gaming number 2. So this is our Hybrid Major Glitches category. So this is a mode where it is a glitch mode, meaning that we're going to be doing some things with some interesting tricks and glitches and things like that. At the same time, we also have it's the category called Hybrid Major Glitches, which means there are certain overworld tricks that or underworld tricks that are also added into the logic. So I'm Professor Bender, joining me is MC and Grief. How you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. How are you?
I'm doing great as well.
Yeah, I'm. We're fresh out of the glitch. Oh, sorry. I was pulling up chat, and that was my bad. Anyway, we are fresh out of the glitch mentor tournament, so a lot of new blood in the glitch community.
Yes, we did have our big glitch mentor tournament that had just concluded pretty recently. So this as you said, there's a lot of new talent that came into the list, and yeah, it'll be a fun little show for us.
All right, looks like we're getting some clipping to go check Hobo early from Mr. Byer and some clips. Oh, and a nice early bow. Yeah, I remember. Sorry.
No, you go.
Because I remember, like early on, like Orange had told me about that clip to Hobo, but it's a little tricky to pull off. It looks like half our racers picked up that bow, half did not. So we'll see how when that bow comes into play later.
Yep. So we'll see a couple of tricks as we get this started. Also, apologies for any of the cropping situations. I'm actually playing effectively triple duty or double duty on this. So just give me a moment as I in the meantime, I'll let Lucian just cover some of the things that we'll be seeing from here. And yeah. Also, first, nice sword.
Yeah, nice easy sword. So basically, HMG is a combination of overworld glitches and quote-unquote underworld glitches, where the Pegasus boots are paramount to the process, where by holding the sword out and dashing, it's like single frame inputs, but you steadily clip into the wall and let you do all sorts of hijinks, let's call them. You can, do screen transitions to where you never thought to go before. And with underworld glitches, you can hopefully we'll see some fun stuff. Like, well, you're seeing overworld glitches here where Mr. Byer's already up on Death Mountain with the regular overworld tile set, so that's fun.
Yep. So this is what we refer to as the Death Mountain Descent, or DMA for short. And we actually seen another variant of this from Malmo's side. From Mr. Byer, we saw the Lumberjack DMA, and then Malmo's doing what we effectively called the new DMA, although it's not really new nowadays. It's just what we call it now. So this lets you get onto Death Mountain without any gloves or anything.
Yeah, Malmo's technique lets her knock out the old man check along the way. So it's good to see. And on top of that covers the overworld stuff, where all that clipping through walls and screen transitions. The underworld glitch portion, there's only like, was it 4 major clips? the Mordorm Cave, the Spectacle Rock Cave to Palace of Darkness, Tower of Hera to Swamp Palace, Misery Mire to Tower of Hera, and there's one inside Ice Palace that kind of loops in on itself. So hopefully we'll have the potential for a lot of glitch shenanigans today. I participated in the Glitch Mentor tournament, didn't make it very far, but I at least lost to the guy who won the entire thing. So, worse things have happened. But I'm hooked on the mode now.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's one of them. It's a lot. It's basically the mentor tournament that the Glitch Mentor tournament is like the big. Well, not big, but like it's a good way to get yourself involved in glitch modes. Just in a more friendlier environment. Hopefully we'll get syncs going on. I am trying to work as much as I can to get them all set up. I apologies for any of the just for this the kind of I see being a little bit all scatterbrained.
If you want to take 5 to shore everything up, I can solo comp for a few minutes.
Yeah. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so it looks like we have the key to Tower. The big key to Tower of Hera is more or less where it should be. In HMG, you get the potential because the game can expect you to come to Hera through clipping through Misery Mire, and so you can have some scenarios where the big key for Hera, is up top. It could be with Moldorm, could be in the lobby. And so it looks like we have a more or less vanilla big key, which Malmo has already put to use to kill Moldorm. Got her first crystal, only 6 minutes in. Oh, looks like some clips picked up a fire rod while they were in Kakariko. I don't think anyone else has cleared Kakariko yet. Malmo's just cleaning up her Death Mountain checks, probably going to clip over to East Death Mountain using that clipping method I told you about earlier. Meanwhile, Simple Clips is heading down to Desert. Yeah, and those right-facing transitions, those are tricky. When you're first getting used to glitch mode, going right. Malmo's showing off the Hall of Fame for glitch mode.
Yep, this recently got updated to include the winner of the No Logic tournament. So, yeah, that's kind of neat.
What playing for the people. All right, Zeke is taking down his Moldorm. Ooh, and there's a nice hammer. Now, if you're interested in glitch hijinks, we're kind of hoping for some obscure Moon Pearl action. I had a Moon Pearl early on in the glitch mentor tournament where Moon Pearl was in the middle of Skull Woods. So if you come to see some shenanigans, that's root for that.
All right. I think I have time to. I got a little bit of rest here. Also, am I off by one?
Oh, that is a super clean Paradox Cave clear from Malmo. And she got her bombs back. Meanwhile, Mr. Byers doing some quote-unquote race legal glitches outside in just legal and regular mode, fake water walking up to Waterfall Cave in Zora. Zeke picks up his hammer. See where everyone's heading now. Looks like Mr. Byers is going to put that glove to work and check the back of escape.
Also, yeah, I may notice there may be some like pauses on a couple of the streams. We've got some people at higher resolution, so and I don't think there's any way I can fix that appropriately. So we'll have to just work with it for the time being. Unless I can do something with this.
Also, we forgot to mention we are joined by our trackers tonight. Maid Walk Herd and Keith are joining us on tracking, helping us keep track of all this insanity just a little easier. Okay, I'm gonna take Mr. Scrub Ninja Tuna's comment as to mean I botched that, to which I apologize for.
So here's something that Mr. Pyre had checked, but due to the technical issues that we're having, it's yeah, there's nothing of note.
Oh, okay. I was right.
I've always thought it was Matt Ewok Herd because it makes a bit more sense. I never made Walk Herd never doesn't make any much sense in my opinion. So.
Well, I rolled the dice and it looks like I came up just fine. I've never seen this bomb clip that Byers did.
Yep, this is a bomb clip, so this is a way to get up to Desert Palace without doing any other clips. It's practically a bomb clip that you would do normally, but it's pretty much a normal bomb clip that you would just do in general. Like just for like stuff like what we'll see in a few, maybe we'll the pod play. But yeah. All right, so we get a piece of heart from Simple Eclipse as we get the green pendant out of there.
All right, it looks like Zeke's beginning his clearing of Kakariko, which I believe he'll pick up a fire rod along the way if I saw my tracking right from Simple Eclipse's side. Yep, there it is. Alright, so no bottle yet means fake fluid is out of the question. So we'll see. Still got Eastern and Saha. So Buyer's thinking for a Death Warp. Alright, just a full heart container from that green pendant turn in, so not a whole lot of value from Desert Palace. Meanwhile, it looks like Simple Eclipse is heading over to Eastern Path. Never mind, they're going to Dark World.
Oh,
Oh, no, they're clipping. Yeah.
yeah. There's no way you would be able to go in the dark world normally. But this looks like it's going to be a clip for them.
Ooh, doubling up on the clipping. I haven't seen this one come up yet, so we'll see where this goes. Oh, Ice Rock Cave. Okay. That's a nice way to get to the Ice Rock Cave.
Yeah, I don't normally do this clip. This is a clip that never really crosses the mind there, but it comes up with bomb boost, so there's that. So after debating a little bit with myself, I'm going to quickly the stream's gonna go black for a second because I'm gonna try and fix up the stream here because we still have Malmo frozen. So give us a second. We'll be back in just in a little bit.
All right, do what you gotta do. Oh, Simple Clips falls victim to the trap of... Oh, are we on? Are we on?
We're fixing it. So
okay, okay, sorry.
So what happened was that Simple Clips had ended up getting the a heart piece and getting a refill out of it, and because there's no Moon Pearl, Simple Clips is unable to get the other chest. Because for whatever reason, the game will check for a Moon Pearl as you come from out of an underworld to an overworld situation. So I don't know why that's the case. But yeah.
Now the programming that went to this game is some straight up sorcery sometimes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's almost like it's pretty much almost like the equivalent of, say, I don't know, like Pokemon. It's like a game made of duct tape and wishes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was like an old interview VTorp did where he described Link to the Past as something to the effect of it was made by two guys who clearly hated each other.
Okay, so now we should be good to go. Unfortunately, on our end, we don't have our stream, so we're gonna get that up and started a bit. But in the meantime, we'll be a little bit behind, as we will call the action here. Malmo is facing off against Lambo, while Mr. Bayer is taking on Moldorm. Malmo defeats Blind, so she'll get her green pendant.
Yep, and so meanwhile, I wonder where that hook shot ended up being. I don't think I've seen the hook shot from anyone yet.
That may have been because of the. That may have been because of the restart, or like we were having trouble, but our show. No wait. So according to our tracker, Maddie Workheard, the hook shot was the flooded treasure. The sunken treasure.
Okay. Meanwhile, Zeke is clearing out Lamo. Fortunately for, I think everyone at this point, no, Mr. Byer hasn't. Everyone's gone after Lamo is unfortunately gonna not be amply rewarded for their efforts. Now, with that said, a heart container is never exactly a bad thing, but at the same time, you can do a lot better.
you definitely want more than just simple heart containers and stuff. Just you want progression, and that's like the main thing. Progression.
Because I'll say there's some like there'd be some times where you're like desperately looking for progression, and then you'll find some like half magic. It's like that's nice, but it doesn't help the problem at hand.
Of course, yeah. It's more of like, hey, I'm less likely to die.
Okay, looks like someone close to the was that a screen wrap to the old man cave?
I had to resync, so I can't really tell.
That's fine. I think I'm right using the right term. I'm still relatively new to the mode, so I might misspeak on a thing or two. Well, hopefully I can keep that all in check. Oh, yep, there's that shot of Malmo. Alright, so yeah, we got Cube in chat told us about the flippers ahead of time, but we got visual confirmation on stream that those flippers are indeed on Bombo's tablet from Zeke's end.
Yep. Yeah, so now we should be properly synced up at this point. Although I may want to try and get I don't know if this is, I want to just bring her up to like bring the resolution on Malmo's stream, not just because I had to downgrade it, so I'll try doing that and see if that does anything. And I figured that was going to happen. Yeah.
Enhance.
That actually didn't work at all. That actually did anything.
We're doing all CSI Miami on Malmo's stream right now. Which I will spare you all my terrible jokes and trying to sing The Who. Alright, so we'll see how deep those flippers are buried in the seed. Right now, those flippers are locked behind the Master Sword, which effectively seals off Swamp Palace for any exploration.
Okay, that should do it now. All right, we finally got the restream going. I can finally talk now. Holy crap!
Welcome everyone to our restream of the SG Daily Links to the Past stream. My name is Lucian Greeth. I'm joined here by Professor Renderer. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Anyway. Oh boy. Simple Clips is fighting Moltar. I'm sorry. I can't keep my composure.
It's good stuff. Oh, looks like Mr. Byer had managed to kiki skip their way into pod while we were squaring everything away.
Yep. So what that entails is that we can get into pod through the exit to Spectacle Rock Cave, and by doing so, we effectively wrap the entire underworld by using a bomb clip. And we are in pod, but we're in a cave. This is effectively referred to. This is appropriately referred to as cave state. And in cave states, when you're in a dungeon in cave state, you effectively have 255 you have 255 keys, because this is we're dealing with an unsigned 8-bit integer, so 255 is effectively minus -1. So it doesn't, whenever it's -1 or 255, it doesn't render the key graphics. So we can use this to unlock any door in the game. Although in pod we want to be a little bit careful with it, because if we happen to find a key when we or in a chest, then it wraps back to 0 and we have essentially 0 keys. So what Malmo is going to do, and what we saw Mr. Byer do, is open up this door that Malmo just opened up, so we can get into pod without the extra key, and then we just leave.
Yep, and upon re-entering pod, the game correctly registers you as actually being in pod now, and you can view as you were.
Yeah, your dungeon state gets correctly assigned to the correct dungeon, even though you already have, you were just in there a while ago. And see, this is exactly what I mean. If Malmo had gotten that key out of the chest, she would have had her key set to 0, and that key would have been attributed to cave state, and that essentially gets deleted from the game. You can't fix it.
Now, pod's pretty easy to maneuver with its abundance of key doors, but is it possible to hard lock your game doing that?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any situation where you get hard locks when doing the key skip. There's literally no way to do it. You can soft lock yourself because since we wrap the screen, we wrap the entire, when we do the pod or do the key skip, we wrap the underworld. And that means all sprites are despawned. So if we were to go over to the Bollock area, there wouldn't be any, and then we just hit the hammer and we jump down, we can't escape because there's no crystal switch there, because the crystal switch is a sprite.
I see.
But that's, again, that's more of a soft lock than it is a hard lock. A hard lock is when something goes really, really bad, and we'll pop, and we may or may not see it happen. It would be really unfortunate, and I'm not gonna I'm not specifically telling them, one of them should hard lock. I wouldn't do that, first of all.
Yeah, not in the live race. Maybe in the demonstration, but not a live race.
Yeah, and second of all, it's more of like, hey, this happened, and I'll explain when it happened, why it went wrong in the first place, when it happens, of course. All right. Back to the race, though. Zeke is in the front of Escape. Now, this is kind of a debatable thing within the glitch community as to when you can do this in stuff like in HMG, OWG. How I've been handling it for whenever I've been playing glitch modes is what's been referred to as the hour rule. So if you by an hour mark you don't have your mirror, you just go in the front of pod. But in this case, Zeke is doing it about around nearly the 30-minute mark.
Okay, I didn't know that. It's good to know.
That's more of how I route it, though. Just it's really subjective. As many routes are very subjective. All right, Byer, in the meantime, has cleared out pod. This was revealed to be a crystal. Thanks to the little C in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, and that free key that you get at the beginning of pod opens up a lot of flexibility in how you approach it, the entire dungeon.
Yeah, because when we open up that door, we essentially have a free key. So you can use this to do like whatever route in pod. You're not like limited to the key logic for that dungeon. I mean, there's still key logic, of course, but it's more, I guess, freeform.
Yeah, it's very much you do you kind of thing.
Yeah. So also one thing I want to point out is that hypermetric glitches is an official mode that is in the game. Also, it looks like Mr. Buyer did end up soft locking there. I don't know what he was trying to do, but in version 31.1, there is a mode called hypermetric glitches that is in the game, under the glitches required category. So now it's no longer just a thing that was made for the game, because originally hypermetric glitch was made by, I believe, Malmo, in fact, who ended up wanted to combine. Wanted to combine the aspects of overworld glitches and the at the time next step up, which was the major glitches category, which included underworld check. So
looks like Mr. Buyer is looking to get over to Hobo for something.
What I'm seeing is Mr. Buyer is trying to do something in regards to some clip. I don't know what this clip is pertaining to. In any case, he seems like he gets soft lock somewhere. I don't know what this clip is about, but I guess Buyer has an idea. Zeke will go get here to the bow. As far as glitch modes in general, that bow is I think it was mentioned earlier, but the bow is logical because the glitch modes expect you to do water walk, fake flippers, stuff like that, to be able to play the game or to be able to get that item. So where normally it would be out of logic, even though it is a minor glitch. In here, it's fully in logic. So however, Zeke is going to be doing a Dungeon Bunny revival, which is still out of logic.
Let's see if Ice Palace has got anything good for us. We're still trying on that Moon Pearl, and without a bottle, options are pretty limited too for Dark Hole locations for that pearl, isn't it?
Fake flute, I believe, is out of logic, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've seen it. I know the highest tier of glitch modes, that being no logic, expects you to know how to do stuff, do the thing that does makes the fake flute work, which is called Yuzuharo's Bottle Avenger, or YBA for short. Because there's glitches that involve the use of YBA in dungeons and also the overworld, and stuff like that. So yeah, because in glitch modes, for those, since I'm trying to be a primer for those who want to join in within the glitches. There's 3 categories. That's overworld glitches, hypermetric glitches, which we're seeing here, and then no logic.
Yeah, no logic. All bets are off on what's where.
Yeah, it says it on the tin. There's absolutely no logic, and it's up to the player to do whatever to get those items. Any glitches on the table, even the absolute game breaking ones, Sequel will be doing some YBA, an IPBJ gets it.
Yeah, and so even something as cruel as no logic, say hook shot on the Moldorm 2 chest. Yeah, all bets are off, and I did no logic recently. I think with the asyncs that Malmo rolled, her monthly ones. And I'm tell you, that is no joke of a game mode.
Also, a Moon Pearl has been found. It is in Ice Palace. I believe I guess it is. I think it is in logic. That dungeon bunny revive is. That's actually kind of weird for logic. I don't know if that pearl is logical through the dungeon bunny revive. I'm leaning towards possibly yes, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've tried it, but yeah, Moon Pearl in Ice Palace, which requires a dungeon bunny revive. That's very fascinating. Malmo would, if once Malmo gets it, she would probably think it'd be a very interesting spot for it.
Where we're at right now, logic is more of a suggestion than a rule.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the case for like any mode. But in the meantime, we'll see Malmo and Zimbleclips heading through Hyrule Castle, while Zeke and Mr. Bayer going through ice. We split the checks dungeons across the middle.
Now Malmo opened up that key door. Somehow the rat key. She's my mentor for the week 6 race. She had mentioned something about like saving the rat key for some HMG stuff, but I don't know exactly what the application is.
I never really learned that application myself.
But I assume that's what she was planning for by opening up that key door. Nice little splash delete from Malmo. Looks like Malmo might be setting up for Ice Palace as well, where she's heading. Oh yeah, she's got the Titan's Mitts. Yeah, one of the first rules I learned about glitch mode, I think Orange taught me. If you can do it non-glitched faster, just do it the normal way rather than get fancy. Because like yeah, well I mean we don't even have a mirror, so you can't even mirror wrap to Ice Palace, so that's off the table.
Okay, so Mr. Bayer has drinking the red potion on this hammer code stair fight. It's always a very risky dungeon, very risky fight to complete. But I think I've handled it before. But yeah, that's another crystal on the board for Mr. Bayer after completing that. And it looks like Zeke is using that fire rod to get some easy shots in, get one of the puffs, 2 of the puffs down, in fact. And then just has the 1 to deal with.
Yeah, he's not even gonna risk that. Which, yeah, more power to him because like that. Cold Stare is, I think Cold Stare and Vitreous, in my opinion, are like 2 of the worst bosses to die to in terms of the run back.
Yeah, it's especially bad in ice because as we're seeing here, because you have to go all the way from the top to the bottom, and that's the save quit for Zeke. I don't blame him for saving quitting here, because it's pretty bad to get back down there. With no Samaria to do icebreaker or anything. It's just not a fun trek down. Just do another IPBJ, wasting bombs and other things. We have our map check. I did see Thieves Town with the 5-6 crystal, and Squirtle Wolves with the other 5-6, and then Turtle Rock was the pendant. And yeah, we did see it from Zeke, but I didn't see it, so.
Yeah, Cold Stare, low percent Cold Stare is honestly one of the roughest fights in the game.
It's a very tricky fight. It's definitely a very tough fight to deal with. Due in part to just your Cold Stare dealing 4 hearts of damage on a green male, and these icicles dealing 2. And you have a fire sword, and then you have your hammer as your best your best grade 3 damage weapon. You have to be playing very cautiously, very passively, and then just go for an opportunity hit.
And yeah, the most important thing you can do, whether it's this mode, whether it's open 7-7, the most important thing you can do off the back, something like that, and I guess I'm going to talk, is just do not let it rattle you, because it's very easy to just kind of get off kilter from there.
Yep. Mr. Buyer is going to do a catfish. This is due to the fact that Mr. Buyer had clipped from the Turtle Rock area down over to where Catfish is on the map, and he's able to get down to the bottom like that effectively due to the funny auto walk thing, which was a term that was coined by the name is escaping me, but I know he was a very well-known glitch researcher at the time, and also we did see a swim clip from Mr. Buyer to get it over to get back up to the top of the mountain.
Very nice loop. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no, I was finishing my thought anyway. Oh, are we seeing? Oh, we're gonna see a map wrap from Mr. Buyer. He's got to be very careful doing this. Any input of the right input to the right will make him hard, and he gets it.
Very nice. So let's start first look at Skull Woods too.
I was mentioning how this is kind of a risky move, because if Mr. Buyer ever presses right or gets nudged to the right, he hard locks. Because when you map wrap in the overworld, the game is super unstable. And
Malamo takes a death.
Ooh, and any missed input that would cause the game. Will cause the game to hard lock. It is by far the most riskiest move that you can do in an overworld glitch.
Yeah, I think I've done it on a much more minor scale, getting to the Bat Cave from Kakariko without the hammer.
Yeah, I got the name of it. The guy who named the funny autolock thing is Super Scudge.
Super Scudge. Yeah, I think he kind of wrote the book on a lot of glitch stuff in the community, didn't he?
Yeah, he was basically like the main deal when back in around 2017. Super Scudge was the one to kind of pioneer some of the terms that we use, like the funny autolock thing, and how to get involved with how the clips work in the game. In the meantime, Mr. Buyer will go ahead and do the Mafia fight.
Looks like Malmo might be following in Mr. Byers' footsteps. We'll see where she goes, but right now she's kind of on the same track over on East Dark Death Mountain.
Now, I don't know if Malmo will go as far as to do the map wrap from TR to Skull Woods. It would be kind of cool to see two attempts at it, successful ones at that. It's also very, very risky, because if you had gotten some stuff and during that time and you hard block, you will lose some progress. That's why it's a very risky move, and for ideal you would do it after a save quit, so that you don't lose a whole lot.
The only thing you lose is time.
You lose time, and if you very few items, if anything, if there was stuff in the during the climb up the mountain. So
I'll ask you. So are there any extra risks involved? So, like I said, I think I've done something similar on a much smaller scale. Like I said, going to the Batcave from the blacksmiths. It feels like it's the same general concept, but it feels like, from the way you're describing it, there's some extra risk doing it from Turtle Rock to Skullwoods.
See, the difference between the hooks, the method that was used to get over to the method from the smiths to the potion, or the magic bat, it's more of a visual-ish corruption than it's more like visual corruption of the a map, because your camera's all screwed up. it's the map wrap is an entirely different entity. You're effectively transitioning from one part of the map to another in the overworld, and it's super risky because any wrong input would cause the game to hard lock. It is by far it is if you're gonna go for it, it is if you go for it, it is one of going for it requires a lot of skill and a lot of time and a lot of patience. At least how I see it. Actually, I don't think that's the right. I sound facetious when I say that, but all right, I'll think of something.
It sounds like it requires a lot of precision to pull off.
Precision. That's the word I was looking for. It's precision and hoping you don't the way your position doesn't nudge you to the right. In the case of the Turtle Rock Skullwoods map wrap.
Gotcha. Precision and prayers.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like positioning. If that position is wrong and it gets nudged to the right, then you get hard locked. But anyway, after talking about that for a good while, Zeke is about to finish up his Helma fight. And so,
sorry. I think we're about to say the same thing. It says Malmo takes the more conventional route to Skullwoods.
Yeah, this is more. She was still. I think she wanted to go into Skullwoods anyway because she still had the fire rod, but didn't want to go as far as to do the map wrap entirely. Which I mean, that's perfectly fine. That's a very understandable decision to make.
So, Cold Stairs claimed half of our racers today, our restrained racers.
Definitely. Simple Clips has yet to face blind, or Cold Stare rather, and is in the process of going down there. I should also, I guess, take the time to, since we had a brief mention of it in the chat a little bit ago. But our MSU choices for our runners. Zeke Highwood is going to be running the Ace Attorney Investigations MSU, good spin-off of the Ace Attorney games featuring Miles Edgeworth. Brain Lord for Malmo, a kind of an action RPG on the Super Nintendo, and Mr. Bayer, also something Ace Attorney related, but this time it's just the Ace Attorney trilogy from Ace Attorney 1, just Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, that's where I use Miles Edgeworth as one of my favorite gaming characters for all, but I've never played Investigations.
Miles is a really good character. Like he's like just to the point, and very like has a sense of manners, like and like authority in a way. But not cruel like Von Karma.
Yeah, like relentless but fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry.
No, go.
I would like to see look into if I ever got on the sprite development, I wouldn't mind looking into doing an Edgeworth sprite.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright, like there's a Phoenix Wright does have a, I think it's his Red Mail sprites, Red Mail colors is that of Edgeworth's, or is that his blue mail? I forget the order of operations for that one.
I've kind of settled on my sprite choice a while back, so I haven't really experimented much in the past year.
Speaking of sprites, Zeke is running with Emma from Ace Attorney. Malmo is running with the astronaut sprites. Mr. Bayer is running some version of Link. I don't recall which one. No, there's like they all pretty much like almost look similar enough to. And as far as Mr. Simple Clips is concerned, I actually don't know.
Our first look at This time we got some magic powder in the big chest. I saw recently, I think, I can't remember what year it is, but there's a major anniversary coming up for Apollo Justice. I remember like the trying to think of a polite word, the controversy around Apollo Justice when it first came out. Is that
the dark horse of the series?
Yeah, there were a lot of hot takes when that game first got announced.
Apollo ended up. I mean, eventually Apollo just kind of grew into a pretty nice character in the later games too, especially during the 3DS era.
All right, and down goes blind on Mr. Byers' side, but that is crystal number 3.
That is 4 for Mr. Byer.
4. Okay, I was trying to, because I remember it looks like Mr. Byer didn't kill Lanmo, so.
I think I pieced it together. I think that's Neptune. Specifically I believe Nepgear. Yeah, on simple clips aside, Nepgear from Hyperdimension Neptunia.
I never played it. That's a game I've always like had knowledge of, but never actually sat down and played.
I've known about the game too. I had never played it myself, so all I know is that it's a lot of it is very like tongue-in-cheek, or like a lot of the references to video, a huge like love letter to video games as a whole, like as a medium.
Well, Zeke has some very generous Gibdos on his way through the Back to School Woods. So he's going to be coming in with close to the full magic meter, which would be nice to kind of keep the pressure off of Matula. And down goes the Moth. Alright, so it looks like Mr. Meyer is going to be heading into the Meyer area from here. Most likely.
Yeah, this is going to be a clip after this dig gameplay is done. This is going to be a clip to Meyer. It's the most convenient way to get over there to Meyer from this position after doing the dig game, which is just 3 bombs.
Oh, he picked up a Master Sword at some point recently too.
Yeah, I didn't think I noticed where it was, but gets the timer. Also, yes, you're not like, you aren't going crazy. That is intentional, because that is the rain graphics that's being glitchy, because the game doesn't expect you to come in to Meyer from that position, and the only way you can fix it is if you entered an entrance or used the mirror and then mirror back out.
Yeah, the game is acknowledging you're in Meyer, but has no real. I'm guessing the rain effect is connected to coming in like through a mirror transition or entrance. Then,
what my thought is that the game is, I think it's it tries to load in the rain graphics when there's no but from somewhere, but that doesn't exist anywhere, because it's the only spot in the game where it does have the rain graphics in the Dark World. So by that knowledge, by that philosophy, it's just okay. It's trying to load the graphics, but it doesn't expect it to do it at this point in time. So once the mirror is loaded, when you mirror or entrance, it just loads it in properly. That's just my hunch on it though. Meanwhile, this is our first check of the Johnny 2 bombs check. We did get Quake and Shovel out of it.
Looks like Simple Club's had a second potion primed and ready, so he's got a good shot at finishing this out.
Now, we don't need that Quake because I did see I did see Ether. I think Ether was required for Meyer. To answer our question to chat about the number of runners, including our 4 that we see on the screen, we have a total of 7.
And we see on Mr. Byer's side, Jeremiah, being a bullfrog, is capable of swimming, so he's on that.
Yep, this is another swim quip to get over to the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, this one came up for me during the mentor tournament. It's a nice alternative way because we're still lacking that mirror to get into this Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, it's an alternative to it's a much better alternative because you're in the area. You don't have to like do a long area. And yes, Ken, we did in fact see this just like a few seconds ago.
Answer your question linked to past Ken in chat. Yes, there's at least a couple that I know of. Like I said, one involves mirroring from the mountain while there's a screen wrap active, and second is what Mr. Byer displayed for us.
Yeah, like glitch modes are a very interesting little spectacle to behold. Yeah, to hear. Like I did pull up a clip just to double check, and that is in fact double ether. So because even though I don't recall we did see a pet check, but if we didn't, well, ether can't be there because it's double ether. And one of them, and I say double ether because one of them is a pendant, one of them is a crystal. By that notion is that ether can't be penned because well, the Turtle Rock medallion is the Turtle Rock dungeon is the pendant prize, and we also get ether for that. So
yeah, what you were saying about kind of the way glitch mode operates, like what I like about HMG is like there's a lot more, I guess, up to interpretation. Maybe that's not the right choice of words. There's a lot more room for creativity in how you approach certain obstacles in this game as opposed to the more normal game modes.
Yeah, it's a lot more. There's a lot more freedom to do whatever. It's a lot more freedom. Like you could do you have a map. There's the overworld glitches. The glitch community has an overworld glitches map that is annotated, and on all the different things you can clip in through and do whatever. And it's all there, and there's a lot of things you can do on just like split between Light World and Dark World. So there's a lot of creativity in how to get to certain locations like that, and it's very almost like freedom. So almost like an open world game in that sense.
And if you really want to like test the limits of your ability to just get wherever you want, no logic. The one no logic I did recently, Moon Pearl was at the top of Ganon's tower.
Yeah, and that's a very fascinating spot for it. It is a very, very fascinating spot.
I had the YBA from Meyer to get over to that.
All right. Anyway, Shovel has given us a tempered sword.
Yeah, so we're good on swords. Most people, most everyone in this community can do Ganon with this Smash sword, but tempered's preferred. But no one really ever wants the golden sword.
the gold sword is just a marginal increase in power, because the thing is about the swords that there's each sword you get is diminishing returns. From Master Sword onwards, you just get smaller and smaller diminishing returns. I mean, the Master Sword's fine. It does. It's a better weapon. Temper Sword's fine. It is still a little better, and also can help get up in various situations. But the Gold Sword is just like, okay, at that point it's like a guaranteed 1-in-1 on cannon, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like if I'm like already in go mode and I happen to find the gold sword, I'm like, yeah, cool. It's like, you know, it's like finding silver. It's like, I didn't ask for it, but I'll take it. Alright, so Simple Clips drops into the moth fight. Meanwhile, Malmo activates her flute. Buyers saving quit from somewhere. I didn't see where they were, though.
I don't know where they were as well, but
they picked up a mirror shield.
Yeah, he did do the play for the. He did go and do the old man, the uncle rather, and he got the mirror shield as a result. So here comes Malmo picking up the flippers. She did get this information earlier.
So that will open up Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and this is accessible for her, thanks in part to doing a Herod swamp clip.
So it looks like sorry.
No, go.
I was saying it looks like she's getting her revenge on Cold Stare before she does anything else.
Yeah, this isn't reasonable because she did die to this originally. And also, Mr. Bison GT thanks in part to the GT clip. Now, what GT is an interesting little beast because we can get into GT really easily. There's no junk fill. And there's absolutely no junk fill. It's basically its own dungeon. Oh wow, Samaria on Skullwood's big chest. I guess I didn't notice that at first, but I guess everyone else got it, but I just now noticed it.
Yeah, I know there's some very interesting key logic in HMG Gan's Tower, but I don't claim to understand. I barely understand the key logic in open mode, let alone HMG.
Yeah, it's more HMG is more of a case where it's the game is just essentially treating it as if it was a 0-0 crystal or a 0 crystal GT, where there's no junk fill. Any item could be there could be items in this dungeon that are required. Now we did see Mr. Bio get the half magic out of GT, so it's a just like nice little thing to hold on to.
At this point, all buyers are really looking for would be that Ether medallion, wouldn't it?
Yes, he did have information about. He does. I think he did get the flipper hints from the Bombos tablet, so he should know this. Oh hey, mirror.
That's convenient. And Malmo delivers swift vengeance to Cold Stare. Very swift justice, vengeance.
So that is crystal number 5 for Malmo.
And if Malmo's in the swamp, you're gonna see what's, in my opinion, like one of the trickiest things Lorna I've done yet. And it looks like she's in the mountains, so she might be setting up for it.
Yeah, so this is gonna be the play for the swamp, the Herida swamp. Or no, this is okay. No, looks like she has a change of plans. This is it's not gonna be that. This is gonna be GT.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cause she went to the Dark World. There's this had to have been a GT play. So she'll get half magic and at the moment mirror. At least currently at the moment half magic and mirror, and also red mail.
All nice things to have. Doesn't exactly solve the situation at hand, but you know, you're never gonna like, oh well, I guess if you're like actively like searching for items, you might groan at something like red mail.
Another thing to point out is that this is also go -1 because we need ether, full stop, because Meyer is a dungeon that is required. We can't get into Turtle Rock without the medallion, but in the case of Meyer, you absolutely need to get a medallion. In this case, is ether.
Now, could either be on Trimax since you can clip into Turtle Rock easily enough?
I think so.
I guess that's the Twitch commentator curse, isn't it?
I guess. I don't know.
Like we've spoken into existence. There's nothing else, you know. That's just the power we wield.
I'm trying to think of the logical implications of that. It's just, I think it's possible, but as far as Pet's concerned, I don't think that matters. Unless it does matter. In that case, I've actually may have been mistaken when I mentioned that ether couldn't be on pedestal. Because I know in just regular no glitches play, that is the case. Also, nice vanilla big key there.
You love to see it. Which technically was that check 22? No, that wasn't check 22. That was closed though for Mr. Buyer.
It was close, but there's not really a need to play the guessing game because we can easily get there without an issue.
Yeah.
It was just pointed. It's just more of like, hey, it's there for logistical purposes. If we were to count the GT big key, like if we were to play the guessing game for whatever reason.
All right, Malmo's making her way through the GT basement. Looks like Zeke just saved and quit. He's going to head somewhere. And Simple Clips is fighting blind. Where is Zeke heading?
This looks like it's gonna be okay. I see what Zeke's doing. So he's gonna open up the dam. This is a swamp play.
Is he kind of like doing a feeler to see if Swamp smells vanilla?
No. This is unrelated. So what happens is what Zeke's gonna do is he's gonna preserve the dam state, and he has to be in the overworld for this. He cannot go back into the dark world. So he's gonna clip into Hera and then go and do the Hera to swamp, because so by doing this, well, I guess Zeke, stop for a second. I don't know what this is really referring to, or I guess is this intentional? Is he dying here? I guess I don't know, but what's gonna happen is that when Zeke goes over to yeah, okay, there you go. So when Zeke heads over to goes into Hera, he's gonna go and get over to do a Hera pod or get up to where the big chest room is at. Would be the 4th floor, and do the Hera swap. By saving the mirror portal, by saving the dam state, he can essentially just get access to the bomb from here. Although I guess he's doing a different method. It looks like he's going for a bomb clip, which I've never seen.
Yeah, this is new to me.
Oh,
so he's back of escape?
He's going for back of a. Oh, okay. That's actually smart. Okay, I appreciate that. He's going to go doing Dark Cross from this because okay. So I've seen this clip before. So what he did was he's going to check the back of escape, and what he did was that I think he said oh no, okay. So he set up for a Death Warp. He's set up for a Death Warp because he doesn't have mirror. So because he hasn't been to GT yet. And or I think he's using a key. Okay. Oh, he's doing the key rat thing.
Okay, well we were I guess Zeke heard what we were talking about earlier.
And has a fairy in the pocket, but that's I guess no cons. Well, I guess he's gonna save him clip, but that should be still locked in as a key to Hera by that notion. I think he still has the dam at this point, even if he saved quits here.
Yeah, so I don't think we I think we kind of touched on it with explaining cave state, but when you're clipping from dungeon to dungeon, the way the key logic operates is, let's say you go in from Misery Mire and you clip to Hera, even though you're technically physically in Hera, the game never registers you as being in Hera, so you still have Misery Mire's key layout. So let's say you've got the big key and you got 2 spare keys from how you routed Misery Mire. Then you can apply those 2 keys to Hera's doors without actually using Hera's actual keys.
Correct. And that's just the fact that a key is by all intents and purposes a key. It doesn't really care what the key is for which dungeon is for. If you can get to oh wow, Final Sword on Moldarm 2. That's interesting.
That's nice.
But anyway, so this key, if you get it from another dungeon or like another dungeon or even from his own dungeon, it can be used for that dungeon. Since Zeke got the key from the key rat in the sewer area of Hyrule Castle. This guy attributed that key was assigned to Tower of Hera, but not the castle. So he has essentially another key to use.
So I'm guessing the actual Hera Small is probably in the basement then.
I think that's possible. I haven't really seen that. I don't think I know that information, so I wouldn't know.
And so just like in pod earlier, when everyone key skipped to the pod, you've got to avoid the temptation to open up chests, because if any keys you get assigned to Tower of Hera and not Swamp Palace, or if you came in from Misery Mire to Hera the Swamp, then any keys you pick up in Swamp get assigned to Mire.
Yeah, and this is why this is the end result of why Zeke is doing this swap play. So Zeke had the dam opened, and that key that he picked up from the key rat is used to open up the front door of Swamp, because it's not guaranteed that the small key the small key that's in Swamp to be in the front of Swamp because of hybrid matrix glitches.
Yeah, the game logically expects you to be able to transition into Swamp from Hera as just a basic gameplay feature, so to speak.
Yeah, and the logic for hybrid matrix glitches expects you to do it. That's why comically, jokingly, the tagline for hybrid matrix glitches is overwhelm glitches, but it's just 4 checks, 4 extra checks, or more simply, it's just 4 clips.
Malmo was getting a little fancy on her way out of GT.
Yep, that is a clipe. This just makes it so that the cutscene for Ganon is flying away. It just is faster.
Okay, I thought maybe she was just doing some swag strats. I didn't know that was an actual practical application.
Yeah, the clip is it's not only just swag. It also saves you a bit of time if you can get it fast enough. I see what Simclips is trying to do here. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna do a mirrorless. He's gonna enter the back of the laser bridge mirrorless. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna do a specific instructions set of clips to get over to a platform where you can drop down safely. And then if he gets this right and backs up like this, the camera gets all funny and he's now in laser bridge.
I tell you, the consistent theme I had when I was learning glitch mode is just the awe of people who discover this kind of stuff for the first time.
Yeah, I personally would give a lot of shout outs and praise to Yuzuhara, who is by far the most prolific glitch hunter in A Link to the Past. Has discovered many different glitches over the past like several years, and a lot of them can apply to rando. So yeah, huge shout out to Yuzuhara, by the way. Just huge shout outs. Also, you know who also be shouting out our runners.
Absolutely.
We only have two of them are registered, but we have just. The other ones, Z Kaiwan, Super Malmo World, Mr. Buyer, and then I think it's Kimble Slips. Is that? I think that's the handle.
Okay, I didn't know that was that was different.
Kimble Slips. That's that. Just simple clips. Just the capital letters are flipped.
I see.
Yeah, and then also huge shout outs to our tracking crew. We have Keith or Kitcherface and Maddie Walkherd handling the tracking, and then I'm Professor Under and Lucy and Grievous my co-com. Give us a follow as well. We're putting on the show for you guys as we are looking for an ether to get into go mode.
Yeah, the ether medallion is still at large, so I'm trying to think where this could end up being at this point.
We are seeing Eastern Palace from Mr. Buyer.
Oh god, no one's been to Eastern yet.
Yeah, no one has went to Eastern. We also have not seen Purple Chest. It has got the ice rod. Adorable. Absolutely adorable.
So I'm wondering if the evil I spoke about either on Trinex could be coming into play.
Zeke Highland has taken down Cloud's Air now up to 6 crystals.
Yeah, so far Zeke is our only racer on stream who has completed Swamp Palace. Looks like Malmo is going to be tackling Turok.
Yeah, this is a reasonable play to make for Malmo, just because there's a lot of stuff to do in Pod or Turtlerock rather, and there's our ether. Our ether was in Eastern Palace, so that's 118 and some change. Mr. Buyer is now in go mode.
Fantastic! It's do a little catch up in terms of crystal count, but he's got a clear runway now to go all the way.
Yeah, so effectively what we're saying is, yeah, Sphere 1, because that was that is a Sphere 1 check. Although the effectively Sphere 1, the fire, the lamp logic obviously applies, but I mean, who really cares at that point? It's just a suggestion.
I'm imagining like a reality, like someone like knowing like all the HMG stuff, but does not know dark rooms.
That would be painful. That would be painful to feel. Like, I would feel for that person. Anyway, Mr. Buyer is now into Meyer proper. Now, Mr. Buyer will still have to go and do the dungeons, like go into the respective dungeons. Yes, because Meyer, Hera, and Swamp are all available. Now, does that ring a bell for you? Yes, it probably should, because it's Meyer to Hera, because of the Eclipse, Meyer to Hera, and Hera to Swamp. The rules for this state that you're supposed to have to be getting the clears from their respective dungeons, not the boss kills themselves. That is a rule that was made up for the glitch community, so that just to promote completion. It's not just have everyone just going for like the crystals and that's it, or the boss clears and that's it. The crystals and there's just the crystals and that's it. Yeah. And this is more apparent in hypermagic glitches, because that's because, well, I mean, you're gonna be clearing them out. You have access to them anyway. You don't need to do like YBAs and stuff to your clips to get over there. So it's more of just a moot point for hypermagic glitches, but if we're playing no logic, then it does matter.
Yeah, because if you let's say you go from Meyer to Hera, let's say you've killed Vitreous, or not, you kill Vitreous, then you do both, but then you go back into Meyer and then clip into Hera. You go to kill Moldorm. Like, Moldorm's not going to drop its crystal and/or pendant. Well, not and/or pendants, because the game still has you registered to Envision Meyer, and the game's already registered Meyer's boss is dead. So you'll get the item drop, but you won't get the dungeon prize, so to speak.
Yeah, and I mean, and besides, like, Mr. Buyer has mirror and flutes. This would be very much a moot point no matter what. And Mr. Buyer has already also during the GT play had already killed Ganon, or killed Aga 2. So Mr. Buyer is effectively playing a fast Ganon at this point, even though it is still a defeat Ganon goal.
I was trying to think of like a good metaphor for like a player who knows all the HMG stuff but doesn't know like dark rooms. It's like the best metaphor I can think of is like someone who can only drive stick.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I can't think of a good. That's the best metaphor I can think of.
I have to get my license still, but so I wouldn't know for certain. But anyway, Mr. Buyer is about to do the Meyer to Hera clip. So I believe this is so that he can just get over to Meyer, or get over to Hera, and then just reset the dungeon state so that he's in the right dungeon state. Malmo has also entered go mode at around just under 122.40. Zeke will have to enter go mode. For Zeke to enter go mode, he will have to go into Eastern Palace to get the ether out of the big key chest.
Okay, looks like Buyer's doing a citrus clip into Hera.
Yep, this is another clip that you can do. This is specifically the dash citrus. A lot faster if you can get it right. I have trouble citrus clipping, so yeah. Yeah, and so Mr. Buyer will intentionally be falling down the tower here. This could also be This is a swamp, Buyer to Hera swamp. So looks like it's going to be swamp next, then Hera.
Yeah, no brakes on Mr. Byers' train right now. Like, look at that. That is some fine citrus clipping. Like, in the time it took Mr. Byers to do 2 citrus clips back to back, I would probably still be struggling on the first one. I would have just bomb clipped to Hera, to be honest, because I'm like you said, I'm not the best when it comes to citrus clipping. I just noticed Simple Clips is still on Fighter Sword.
Yeah, well, Simple Clips will get a sword once he goes up into Moldorm 2. And now we have Mr. Byers' audio as he's more in go mode than Malmo Buyer in that case. So we have some Ace Attorney trilogy coming up for Mr. Buyer.
Yeah, and that's a very underrated game soundtrack. Really, the whole trilogy.
Yeah, the trilogy and to a degree, the 3DS games are also pretty good.
I still think the cornered theme from the original Ace Attorney is one of the more iconic game songs of all time.
Yeah, like no, without a doubt, Ace Attorney's cornered theme is by far basically if there's a better theme, like a theme for the main theme song for the Ace Attorney games, it's either the Objection or the corner theme. It's like a tie between those two.
Sorry.
Because see, here's the thing. Like, those 2 tracks are by far the most iconic tracks in any in any game that you can think of, and for essentially a visual novel that centered around a very, very unrealistic court system, somewhat inspired by Japan, but at the same time it has its own kind of zaniness involved.
I'll say cautionary tale. Don't use. Well, I won't say like don't use Ace Attorney as an inspiration to get in the law, but don't go into the law expecting to be like Ace Attorney, like I did.
Yeah, I mean, and it also paved the way for other games, like the Danganronpa games are in a way inspired by the Ace Attorney games, but it's more arcadey than it is like visual, like more of like a visual novel, just kind of piecing things together. You still do that, but it's more arcade style of gameplay.
Thanks. I very briefly dabbled in looking into going to law school, and like once I realized like, oh, this is nothing like what I was shown.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a lawyer. All right, Swamp is completed for Mr. Buyer. Just has to finish up Hera, and that will do it.
Yeah, I was going. Sorry, I was just going to be joking some more.
Go ahead.
I was like I said, don't. I won't say don't use the Ace Attorney as an inspiration to go into law, but don't go into it expecting to be like Ace Attorney.
No, there's a lot more to it than there's not a lot more to it than it is in the games. Like, yes, there's some logical deduction involved, but it's not as like cutted, like open and shut like it is in those games. But anyway, I guess we did see Mr. Buyer clearing out Hera. Let me check that.
Yeah, you can't call parrots to the stand in real court.
That would be very, very complicated. I mean, it was also kind of complicated in the game itself.
Yeah, I imagine that being like a bridge too far with what we see from Ace Attorney as the series goes on.
Yeah, but yeah, I did confirm on Mr. Buyer's stream that was it. He did in fact clear out Hera, so Yeah, he's affirmatively in the lead here.
And speaking of cornered from the original Ace Attorney, that is the battle theme for Ganon in this MSU.
Yep, essentially like the most famous track in the entirety of the franchise. Like it's used in. There's a remix of it in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he was a playable character and a very hyped character in that. At that fact, getting the take that super in that game, it is the most hypest thing imaginable.
Yep, and I remember in the original trilogy, it got a remix for Trials and Tribulations for the final cross-exam, or the final, not cross-examination, but the final stretch of the final case.
Yeah, and silver arrows are in Misery Mire, so we were never going to get those. So we're just going to do some spins, nothing that Mr. Byer can't handle.
Yeah, spin the win. Looks like Malmo is not too far behind, maybe by about just a few minutes. She is going through Swamp. Normally, she'll have Argus dead in a couple minutes here. She'll be able to go right to Ganon from there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Hypermetric Glitches, it's a mode. It's cool. It's just 4 clips. Also, geez, out to Mr. Byer. He will be finishing this race out. We'll get the official race time.gg time in just a minute. Mr. Byer will be finishing first on our reach of an official race time.gg time of 1:30:19, finishing second overall amongst 7 other players. The 7 players in the race room, with Tam finishing first at 1:28:41.
Yeah, it's not exactly like this is a jet seat either, too. So just being able to finish it that quickly just is a testament to the skill level of these players.
Yeah, in general, glitch modes are depending on the glitch mode, it's pretty fast. Like it's faster than most other modes that I can think of. That's not just like, oh, Triforce Hunt, oh, light speed, or anything of those. It's more like it's if you're very proficient in the glitches, then they are without a doubt a really fun treat. It can also be really fast too. Zeke is opting to save quit out of finishing up Sash Rala, so that was the one time that Zeke would have been able to get that ether. So I don't know what. So let's see what Zeke will do afterwards.
Maybe heading to Turtle Rock first. No, doesn't look like it.
We are seeing. This looks like to be a. Oh no! Okay, this is Pyramid Fairy. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, we are joined by Mr. Byer, our winner for this restream. GG's.
GG's.
All right, first thing I'm gonna point out immediately. I appreciate it saying appreciate you doing the map wrap.
For Skullwoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually routed. It combined both sides of Dark World really nicely. The seed in general felt really good to route.
Yeah, like we were saying to with chat, like the fun of HMG is like the only limit is really your imagination.
Alright. I missed the sub 130 by a little bit, probably because of all my ice fasts, messing up all those ice fasts. The funny auto swim things.
Yeah, this got a little rough in spots, but it was a lot of fun to watch. I'm still relatively new glitches, so just like watching people who are just so much better at me than this, it's always it's a learning experience on top of entertainment.
Definitely, yeah.
But you always gotta love when your go mode is all the way back in the Sphere 1 check. It's always like a kind of moment.
Well, I was actually really worried because I'm usually pretty good to not like leave anything behind, but I accidentally forgot both Spike Cave, which is fine for the most part, but the bigger thing was GT Big Chest, which I was really worried about. For obvious reasons.
Yeah, you never really think about GT Big. Like, unless you're looking at cross keys or something. Alright, Malmo has finished off the pig. Get her official time here in just a second.
Yep, GG's out to Malmo. But the official race time by GG is going to be 1:34.42. Officially second on the reach stream, fourth overall, behind Obscure Lifeform at 1:33.55.
Meanwhile, Zeke will be in go mode here in just a moment. We are joined in chat by Malmo. GG, Malmo.
GG.
Yeah, GG's.
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go.
I was gonna say that half hour. Yeah, well, they got half our racers today, so.
Sorry, Coldsteer was dangerous in this one. You had to go in with Fighter Sword. I was just mad at it because I was trying to menu the bottle and I couldn't because I had one exploding. I was ready to use both of those red potions. I wasn't being, like, too proud to use them.
Well, at least you had Bombos for it.
Yeah, I did. Where was that?
Ice Rod Cave, I think?
Ice Rod Cave? Yeah. So I was thinking about doing ice right then, and I was like, that sounds scary. I'm gonna do everything else. Except, like, Super Bunny and Eastern. Turns out Eastern would have been really good.
Simple Clips almost had that bomb clip to Swamp, but that Kadongo looks like it threw him off kilter. Looks like Zeke is going to activate his flutes.
Oh, one thing I wanted to ask, did other people know where the flippers were before I did?
I knew them pretty early.
Yeah, because I did like Desert Cac, like, upwards instead of downwards, so I didn't actually have that information until later.
Ooh, yeah, no, if you get the book on the mountain, right?
I thought it was in Cac.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, book is in Paradox.
Oh, it was? Okay, never mind.
I checked Ped
Oh,
before Cac. I know it wasn't there. So I'm curious if anybody full cleared Turtle Rock. Because I thought that one of my proudest moments was actually marking the medallion for Turtle Rock, knowing that I might be in medallion go mode, and then using that information later. Which is not something I would normally do.
No, I don't. I think Simple Clips dipped Laser Bridge, but I don't think anyone else made any commitment to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, Turtle Rock was super medallion locked in this seed, so if you do the traditional back to front, you get wrecked. You just lose a ton of time. There's nothing there.
So I'll ask you two, because I was asking if with being able to get into Turtle Rock and Trinex through clipping, was there a possibility that either could be on Trinex?
Sure, yeah, you go in and you find a key at Chain Chomps, and a key in the lava chest, and you have enough keys to get into the front and get everything else. So it's only conditionally medallion locked. That's why I went in that way and not through the back.
Gotcha. So it was, you got the information you needed to know that there was no way either could have been on Trinax.
Yeah, I found the big key in Rupee, so it wasn't enough keys to get to the front. In fact, I actually physically didn't have enough, except to spend the big key, but that was 4 key locked, so it's not going to be in logic.
Gotcha. Because I'm definitely, I don't, I hesitate to call myself competent, but I'm at a point where like I can do glitch HMG seeds, but I don't know a lot of the nuances yet. So it's good to know.
Swamp Palace first chest was one of the only things left in logic. Did anybody check that?
Yeah, I did. It was Blue Boom.
I mean, I checked it when I was doing Swamp and Go mode, but I'm curious if anybody like.
I did
went
that
in.
as soon as I got the flippers, I think.
Nice. I wanted
So
to.
it's
I was
like-
gonna do it before Tile Room, which is the only other location I had in logic. It skipped because I fell behind. Oh, Tam just got routed. Didn't even get mirrored. Crazy.
Oh wow. I feel like if I did Eastern after Saha, then the seed could have gone a lot differently because I would have been able to open up Meyer the first trip. But then I don't know when I would have gotten flippers.
Oh man, Ether I would have like won, I think, because I did everything else pretty well and had the early flipper knowledge that I think a lot of people might have missed out on. But I also think the people most likely to do Eastern early are probably putting off Ice Palace later, so they might be losing time that way. Or not dying to Cold Stare.
And yeah, I guess it would be pretty tempting to go to Eastern fairly early with that bow right off the bat if you start off with a Hobo.
I almost did it twice. I mean, I was going to do it when turning in Green Pendant, and then I was going to do it when turning in Mushroom. Mushroom, of course, was much later, but I still didn't. I did Smith Chain, and then Eastern.
But we were commenting like how that was a nice little spot for that Moon Pearl in the middle of ice.
Pengator skip, by the way, for the win.
Oh, did I do Pangators? I think I just straight up forgot. Whoops.
Hey, no, you strategically skipped it.
All
It
right.
saves a ton of time to skip that room when you don't have the king.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I just went straight to IPBJ after clipping.
Yeah, because it's so quick. It saves so much time. It's so good. It's gonna wreck you 1 in 100 seeds, maybe, but usually you just go back in when it's an item. You don't get actually wrecked unless it's a big key leading to an item that you need.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was an item because I got, or it wasn't after I finished because I got Pearl obviously, and then I got 2 items in a row at the end. So I was like, well, that's probably everything. And I didn't bother counting, but I was like, it feels right.
I like how you count to 3 by vibes and not by counting.
I wasn't really like.
Oh no.
I think I got the Pearl, so I was like, yeah, I don't really care about anything else in here.
Did Symbol Clips not know it was Ether until now?
Oh no.
That's one of those where you can be like, I'm probably in go mode and just gamble your way to misery. Meyer.
I would say, was that a pun or? I guess I can understand the temptation to go check Turlock before Eastern just for for a density kind of.
Let's
finding.
get it.
Hammer's telling us that they didn't do Stumpy, which was a sword. 2 swords on the screen, by the way. Watch Simple Clips right now. Oh, Simple Clips. Must have already gotten the shovel. That would have been cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's definitely some stuff like it. 'Cause I remember I commentated with HMGC with you maybe about a year ago, Malmo. Like I had like no idea what any stuff going on was. Yeah, I'm at that point where like I have like a general understanding of the mode now, so it's a lot more fun to see and observe. Like I can actually comprehend what's going on.
If I may interject here, Zeke has finished out this race with an official race GG time of 1:30:43:59, finishing 6th overall behind High Ruler, finishing 5th at 1:40:143. And speaking of Zeke, here he is. GG's.
GG.
Once we get Zeke, hopefully the mic will. Well, once we get Zeke going first, mic
Hello.
and stuff. Hello.
It took a second for RTC to connect on Discord again.
Yeah. RTC connecting is a pain.
I hate Pendant Eastern.
I don't. Yeah, it wasn't the nice spot for that ether. To be honest.
Yeah, either in Eastern was definitely the great equalizer in the seed.
You see, we had Pendant Turtle Rock, so we needed a different ice rod.
Everything's just a variation of an ice rod hunt at some point.
Well, the cool thing about HMG is that the Mire Medallion is locking like 4 dungeons. This one. Well, 3, I think. Because it was locking Turtle Rock, Swamp, and Mire, so there's a few places you didn't have to go.
It was locking Turtle Rock?
Well, you go in the middle and you find a rupee. And a big key. That's 4 key locked, so your medallion locked.
Oh, I didn't even touch it, so I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one of the rare cases where actually looking at the TR medallion was beneficial.
Well, I knew medallion needed, I just didn't know anything about inside.
Yeah, nothing was there.
That was some fancy footwork from Simple Clips just now.
End up diving Swamp just to check the very first check in the dungeon.
Yeah, that's honestly I wished it was there because that would have been really cool.
Well, I checked it because if it was either Ether or Small Key, well, if it was Ether, then that's a cool seed. If it was a Small Key, then Ether could be in there.
Yeah.
But
and
where
when
it
it's
was
not,
neither
you're
of
mad.
them, where it was
You're so
neither
mad
of
when
them,
it's not.
where it was neither of them, I go mode of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win-win-win in all cases.
Well,
I mean,
you lose if
granted,
it's a small key and Ether's not there. That's the one. But
Yeah.
you still you just do it, right?
Yeah, Crystal
Yeah, the nice
Swamp.
thing about doing it just right then is that I don't think it ever gets better. Because
You at least get some of the time back by not doing HMG swamp.
you'd otherwise have to enter Hera, and I'm pretty sure Hera's like small key locked, so you'd have to jump through a ton of hoops just to open up Swamp from Hera. So
I
Fair,
did jump
just-
through a ton of hoops to do so.
Just do it through Mire, guys. It's not that bad.
or
Oh,
just like check it from the front. That's what I mean.
Oh, to
Oh,
check from the
and the
front, you
mirror.
just go with the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't gotten the mirror yet. I just
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh,
I did
that's
it from there.
even more galaxy brain. Because that's my medallion can't be there until you find mirror.
Yeah.
But if I found a small key, I could make assumptions that mirror could be there, would be available in that case. And I was like, if I find it, I don't have to look for mirror later or something. I also activated the flute solely to use it twice. So,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't. I was torn on whether to activate that, but I didn't expect to use it as much as I ended up using it.
I activated it because I wanted to go back to Ice Palace to
I
kill Cold Stare.
I activated it in go mode solely to get spooky, and then to flute to 5 to go to Ganon.
It's also good for getting your flippers.
Trying to remember where Flute was. Flute was in GT, wasn't it?
No, I think Flu was Village of Outcasts. So
It was Village of Outcasts. Yeah,
it was in a really awkward spot without the mirror.
Mir was in GT. That's what I mixed it up with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you find powder there too, and that's also awkward for the same reason. So having powder and a shovel and all that, and wanting to pick up a bunch of stuff from the overworld made me activate Flute.
I did that by running down to Bombos to get my flippers, and then did the spin speed clip up to get to the shovel check. So it just seemed like the best way I could do that at the time.
Actually, speaking of it, they did kind of give me the opportunity to do like a bunch of really niche tech. Like, in this seed was like an actually useful application of the Smith Fought, which I don't think a lot of people know.
How was it a useful application of it?
I chained Smith turn-in and that, and directly went to Hyrule Castle.
Oh, is there one
I
that auto walks you
don't
to
even know what that
Hyrule
is.
Castle?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's a
I've seen that before.
it's an auto walk, or I think it's an auto swim actually.
Is
Get
that
there.
in Max Swords?
Yeah, it's in Max Swords. That's why I know it.
It's just awkward to get back to Pendant Eastern in this seed.
It's easy to get back to it, but it's also easy to just do it later.
Like I said, it's awkward to route back to it.
It was free the entire seed, so it just feels worse when you last location it. Another one that was awkward was you don't get Cape or Verna before GT, so you have to worry about Spike Cave.
See, I don't have to worry about that too much. I just decided Spike Cave didn't exist on one hand, but if I had decided to do it, I still don't know how to do Swim EG, and so I would have just done it before on my way to set up Mirror Offset.
Ah, that's a good one. I actually felt better about orphaning Tile Room because of Spike Cave. I thought I'll do them together later on.
What's funny is Tile Room is the cane to get you to Spike Cave.
And
Yeah.
I thought about that, and I said, if it's that, nobody's doing Spike Cave anyway because you get that after Spike Cave. So it's kind of an equalizer there.
But yeah. GG's. Thank you for the restream, everybody.
Yeah, I'll be heading out. Thanks for another Speed Gaming Daily with glitch modes. I love to see them. There will be a tournament of this mode sometime this summer on Speed Gaming
Of this mode?
of HMG.
Well, let me know when that's open. I'll sign up immediately.
For sure. I will ping everyone.
I'm looking forward.
Personally.
Sorry. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've been hooked on this mode ever since the mentor tournament, so I've been having a lot of fun. Even if they had no logic, drove me insane. Alright, and Simple Clips is in go mode now with that either medallion. So, just a clearing of Misery Mire, and they'll be on their way. And we bring it all back to the original Into That soundtrack at the end of it. As we begin to wind down here at the end of the seed, make sure to give all of our racers a follow tonight. Zeke Highwind, Melmo, Mr. Byron, and some clips, they all put on a great show for us tonight, showing off a deep knowledge of a pretty complicated game mode. So thank you to them for putting on that show tonight. Follow our trackers, Maddie Walkherd, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right now this time, and Kith, who seems to have left for the night, and my co-commentator, Professor Renderer, roller of Seeds, staff member of Speed Gaming, and Give Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 special channels for Spanish, French, Portuguese, German, for daily links to past content, and many, many, many other games as well. All right, we are at the end of the seed. Some clips is facing off against Ganon. Tempered sword in hand should make relatively quick short work of the pig. All right, get your GGs in the chat for Simple Clips. Taking down Ganon. Get our official race time here in just a moment. And with 2 hours and 42 seconds, Simple Clips finishes the seed, and that is a wrap for the game. Oh, sorry.
No, go. Jesus, I was gonna say the same. Jesus, chat. I actually was my mic was muted. So it was 2 hours 42 seconds, finishing 4th on the restream, and then 7th overall, finishing at the race room. And we have Simple Clips in the booth with us. GG's.
GG.
I thought I was in go mode, if that wasn't obvious.
We didn't even really notice that, actually.
Yeah, I was skipping chests in swamp because I thought I forgot that I needed a medallion to get into Misery Mire.
Ah.
If that was in swamp, I would have been very unhappy.
That would have been pretty fatal, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking over. Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I did get last, but that is a pretty good time for me.
Yeah, I gotta say, because I'm looking at like Zeke's comments in the race room. Is there a dungeon with more stigma in this game than Penn and Eastern?
Petted Pod, Petted Turtle Rock, Petted Ice.
Yeah, but we got the memes about Penn and Pod though.
Well, still, the point stands.
So I just feel like there's like this really weird stigma about like, ew, Eastern or Penn and Eastern. No, thank you.
It's because there's so many very kind of dull and boring rooms in Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that one in the chat. I guess Swamp would have been logically locked behind Mire access, so I guess Mire either couldn't have been Swamp.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't thinking about that.
I wouldn't have thought about that either. I would have been in the same boat as you.
Mm-hmm. Especially because I don't think I ever went to the area to know I didn't have the medallion. So like I never checked what medallion it was, so for all I knew it could have been Quake or Bombos, which I think I had at least one of those at the time.
I think Quake was inside Mire's shed, if my memory's right.
Okay, then I had Bombos and nothing else then.
So I've done that. You roll up to Turtle Rock in the regular game mode, or Mire with 2 out of 3 medallions. Like, I got a 66% chance of entry, and then door just slams shut in your face.
Yeah, when I went into Hype Cave, it was not looking for a medallion I might need. I went in there because I was like, can I get another sword already? This I have quite a few items to still have nothing.
I think the final sword was in the dig spot. Someone correct me on that?
I think I checked what was in dig spot, and it was just a couple of bombs. I did get one from the Flute Kid, though.
Yeah, I know. Moldrum 2, Lost Woods, Stumpy. I can't remember that 4th one was then.
Maybe it's on PED. Did anyone watch the credits?
Oh, it wasn't dig spot.
Oh, dig spot. I thought you meant the digging game.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got that shovel and was disgusted.
I don't blame you. It's not a fun check to do.
Mm. Well, it's a fun check to do when it's not late game.
Exactly.
And the game doesn't necessarily force you into it, but the game also sets you up for a low percent cold stare fight to see, which is never fun with just a fighter sword or, well, basically in essence just a hammer to fight with.
I mean, I didn't take him on low percent, but I did go in with just the normal sword, the fighter sword. I just had so many potions it didn't matter.
Well, I guess since we're gonna wrap things up here, any final thoughts on the scene? And yeah,
That was a fun seed. I'd do that seed again. It just, if only someone would remind me. You need a what do you call it? You need a medallion. Yeah.
but yeah, that should do it for this race. Again, give a follow to our runners. A little out of order here, but just give them a follow. They deserve all the attention and praise that from the chat, and also shout outs to our trackers and CoCom, that being Kitcherface or Keith and Maddie Walkherd, and then Lucy and Grieve with my CoCom. I'll let you have the final word. I'm gonna take off for now, so I'll let you again. Final word, all you.
I think we've said pretty much all there is to be said. Follow the racers, follow our trackers, follow the commentators, follow Speed Gaming, Speed Gaming 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then foreign language versions for Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese for daily link to the past content, as well as many other games for Speed Gaming Daily.
With that being said, take it easy, everybody, and have a good rest of your night.
Have a good night, everyone.